Welcome to Totino-Grace High School for a great boys basketball matchup. Doesn't get a whole lot better than this. The Park Center Pirates, ranked number 1 in Class 4A, taking on Totino-Grace, number 1 in Class 3A. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox, along with Greg Miller, the former Armstrong coach. And Greg, what a great matchup here. Two teams that are defending state champions. They've already played once this year. No question, two of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, it's awesome for the Northwest Suburban Conference. And to have a matchup like this that's scheduled, it's really a fun atmosphere in here, a great vibe, and I really look forward to this game.
Park Center did win the first meeting. It was close for about the first half, and then maybe 10 minutes into the second, they ended up kind of pulling away, and that's what they do to a lot of teams. You get these stretches where they get some turnovers and some layups, and for Totino-Grace, they know that's what they have to avoid tonight.
Yeah, handling pressure is always very difficult against a team like Park Center. Coach Ware really gets them up into you all the way, the full length of the court. So if they handle their pressure, though, then sometimes you get some good looks at the bucket. So I think that's going to be the whole key to the game, is Totino take care of the ball.
Yeah, the Eagles talked about, we want this to be a 5-on-5 game, not, 2-on-1s and 3-on-1s running the other way.
And that's what they love to do. They love to get out and run and dunk and get the crowd going. But, they can hold their own athletically as well, Totino. So that's what's going to make this game so special.
Let's talk about key players to look at in tonight's contest, starting with Park Center, the visitor. And C.J. O'Hara played here actually for the Eagles a couple of years ago and top 40 points in a game against Blaine last week. He's just a guy that the ball seems to find him, and he seems to find the hoop.
Yeah, and he's a full-grown man out there too. He's really strong, and he can do a lot of things. He's a guy who can shoot the mid-range, got a little step-back jumper. Doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but he gets a lot of rebounds, a lot of easy buckets for him.
And for Totino-Grace, they've got a very star-studded team as well, and Tommy Humphreys is one of those guys that just a real good intangible player for them.
Yeah, he's a Division I player, and anytime you have a Division I player, he's special. Going to Furman University, very similar player, and he's going to be one of those guys who's going to try to make the hustle plays. And those people who make the hustle plays, they end up being the ones who end up deciding a lot of these games.
Park Center's only loss last year came in this gym against Totino-Grace. They have not lost since. They're going to try to keep that going here tonight. Totino-Grace would like to score a huge win on their home court. It's the Pirates and the Eagles, and it's next on CCX. Welcome back here to Totino-Grace. I think it's fair to say this is the smallest gym in the Northwest Suburban Conference. It's going to be jam-packed here tonight, is seeing these two great teams, and unfortunately probably some fans turned away, but it is a great atmosphere here.
It is. It's always fun playing and coaching and being a fan in this kind of an atmosphere. It's going to be really loud. It's going to be hard to think during timeouts or to hear during timeouts. It's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, and there was a full house when they played over at Park Center as well, of course, in that first meeting, which the Pirates, one of their 18 wins. And it's interesting with Totino, they've got 5 losses, but 3 of them are to teams from other states, and the other 2 are to the best couple of teams in Class 4A, Park Center and Lakeville North. So they're still number 1 in 3A, even with those 5 losses.
Yeah, I respect that Nick did that. He didn't have to. Could have tried to go undefeated or whatever, but it makes a lot more sense to play the best competition. Your players wanted that, and you keep your players' interest more that way, and it prepares you for the tournament and their state champions returning, so that's what they want to do again.
Actually, Grace, I think, has more returning players of their regular lineup from their state tournament team than Park Center was playing all 5 seniors at the end of last year. So they have had more new faces in their lineup this year. So we take a look at the Pirates and getting set for tip-off here. Starting lineups for these teams. On the left is Park Center, O'Hara, Chavis, Joe Burgess, J.J. Ware, and Chang Ring. Chapman, Stewart, Bath, Johnson, and Humphreys, the starters for Totino-Grace. And fair to say you've got 10 very good basketball players on the court pretty much at all times, especially with the starting groups for these two programs.
I just coached in college for the last 4 years, and I look out there in the court right now, and I see a team that could compete in the MIC right there, both teams. Just looking at the players, the size, the athleticism, it's going to be a really fun game.
Ring and Bath will jump it up. Ring controls the tip. Pirates have it first, and here we go. Chavis.
Man defense for Totino.
Chavis looking to attack. Missed it, though, and Bath will grab the rebound.
You just give him one shot every time. That's going to be a big goal for Totino.
O'Hara getting the assignment on the Ohio State recruit, Taysom Chapman. Now it's Humphreys going to let it rip. No good for three there, and run down by Burgess. Eagles probably not going to crash the offensive boards as much as they might against most teams. They know they have to be worried about getting back.
I'd say typically against a team like Park Center, you want to send 2 or 3 guys. That's max.
Chapman up with the steal, missed the long one. Now Humphreys the rebound. Stewart will swing it across to Chapman.
Trying to get set, less standing on offense right now.
Chapman lost it on the way in. Ring to Chavis, and now Burgess trying to give it back. Bounced it off of Isaiah Johnson's foot. Maybe a little too unselfish there, and Pirates will have an inbound on the baseline.
Yeah, definitely had a chance to take it up strong, but I think being unselfish early is probably a good sign.
Ware had a big game against Totino the first time, knocking down threes.
Totino playing pretty much a packed defense, trying to deny penetration, not really getting up and pressuring, going under that screen right there.
Ware to the top. Now he'll dump it down low, and shot bounces and drops for Joe Burgess.
That was too easy of a catch for Burgess. I know Nick doesn't want him catching the ball like that right underneath the hoop.
Chavis is a great on-ball defender out high, and there's a steal right on cue. Takes it away from Stewart, then Stewart got a block. He has to save it in, and it will be Park Center ball.
Yeah, he's going to make life miserable for the point guards for Totino. You can tell that right now. And he did a good job of moving his feet and moving his hand, using his hands.
Yeah, sometimes guys who get a lot of steals aren't really that sound defensively, but he is both. Here's Ware driving it, and he stepped on the baseline. No bucket.
That was a nice drive. Totino got caught not looking at the weak side defense right there. Someone's got to step up and help on that drive.
Boy, he is not out of bounds from anything I could see there.
No, they missed that one.
Stewart giving it to Bath, who's had a good year, averaging over 19 a game for the Eagles.
You can tell he's really worked on his arm strength.
There's a steal. Ware. Burgess to the trailer. O'Hara knocked away, though. Humphreys up with it. And a big scramble. Now they get it back to Chapman.
Both teams a little bit tight. A little sloppy here early. It will get going.
Isaiah Johnson on the drive. Ware with the block.
Yeah, no, there's no free ice cream today. Every time you take it to the hoop, there's going to be someone contesting your shot.
And you're not going to get bailed out. We're seeing already early. They're going to allow a little bit of contact here, these good teams coming at it.
Yeah, the referees realize most of these players play above the rim, and they're not going to hopefully be ticky-tack fouls.
So look at that block by Ware.
Yeah, I mean, you can call a foul on that, but that kind of wrecks the rhythm of the game. I thought that was a good no call.
Davis up on Johnson, now Stewart. 2-0 Park Center. Cold shooting start for both these teams early. Stewart keeps the dribble going, but in and out with it. Then Bath knocking it out of bounds. It will be Park Center basketball.
Chavis somehow got switched on to Isaiah Johnson that time, so I don't know why he wasn't guarding the point guard. Maybe out of bounds, they was switched probably. because they definitely want him on the point guard as much as they can. 1-4 action, high-low.
Into Burgess, and Humphreys bothered it from behind. Looked like another pretty good look for Burgess as they capitalize on that size mismatch. Chapman on the drive, goes to Johnson, and then Ring got a piece of that one.
Chapman did a good job of using his body that time. You can tell he's had a lot of good training. I know his father is a personal trainer for basketball. He's really one of the better ones in the Twin Cities. And he's been well schooled, as all these players have. Most of these players growing up, now they get those kind of trainers to help them with their skill work and such.
Chapman was pretty quiet against Park Center the first time around, and being perfectly honest, he hasn't had quite the year that you would expect a Big Ten caliber player to have, but he's still super dangerous.
And he's been coming on strong lately. Had a great game against Hopkins.
That's going to be a blocking foul against Burgess. He tried to take the charge on Chapman. Ring came over for the block, but the foul had already been committed by this point.
Yeah, he's definitely sliding over to the left. That was a good call.
Chapman trying to get Totino-Grace on the board here. Free throw is good.
We're almost 4 minutes in, and it's 2-1. That happens a lot in these heavyweight battles. Once it gets loosened and gets going, you know, the buckets are going to be flying. But early, a lot of times, both teams are not tired. They're really playing strong defense, and it's hard to get a good look.
And they know each other so well, too. You don't have to remind yourself of, oh, what does this guy do well, or what do I need to take away? I mean, they already have that kind of ingrained in their head. So now it's the offense's turn to make some adjustments.
Good defense there, really good defense.
Humphreys with the steal. Chavis is such a good on-ball defender, but that time he had his pocket pick.
Yeah, if you just try to go one-on-one and play with the ball here, you're going to probably get it taken from you for most of these guys.
Humphreys stumbling through there after they tried for the steal, and now the Pirates running it. Ring. Oh, hesitation dribble, and he traveled. Yeah. He was trying to come to a stop and kind of shuffled his feet.
Yeah, the defender kind of pulled the chair out on him a little bit there. He was leaning on him and backed up, and I think.
Jackson Folks, number 10, 31, Caden Cook coming in for Park Center. And Grace will make some changes now. Jaden Livingston, number 2, 13, Chase Watley, and also Tyler Wagner, number 10.
We'll see if they change up their pressure here. They've been just doing strictly man, not really trapping. I would look for PC to try to get some easy buckets without getting some trapping going. Let's see. We'll fake at it. There it is. Here comes the trap.
And it's thrown away. I was going to say, I don't think it was tipped. It was just they threw that trap on Livingston, and
yeah, Livingston drove right where you don't want to drive, right to the trap spot. That's where you're trying to force them, right by the half-court line and the sideline.
Park Center's got a good combination, too, of quickness and length. I mean, they're relatively tall at all spots on the floor.
Yeah, that makes trapping ideal, and they have a really good coach who, you have to practice that. That's not just something you can do. You have to have discipline and being on your spot.
J.J. Ware knocks down the jumper there. It's 4-1 Park Center. Throw ahead to Humphreys, off the glass and good. That's first bucket for the Eagles.
Great way to beat the press is throw it over the top. I always believed in that, but you got to have the height to do it, and Totino does.
O'Hara, let's see, did he travel? Yeah, he kind of rose up as if to shoot, and then decided he was going to pass, and he got up a little bit off his foot on that pivot foot.
Yeah, this game means something to everybody out here. Everyone's really pressuring the ball and making life difficult for the ball handler.
And there's Chavis, almost had the steal. Watley getting it away, and now Humphreys will shoot that three, and Ware snares the rebound. Chavis attacking and is fouled. Livingston will pick up the foul. Johnson back in here for TG. Humphreys will get a little breather. And Chapman almost had the steal, and then Wagner trying to come up with it, but it's going to be Park Center ball.
Nobody set a screen on that out-of-bounds play. They thought they could just lob it in, and they had some action going to happen after that. Looks like you're probably going to have to screen for each other and roll the bucket to get open. Totino denying the inbounds.
O'Hara picks it up now to Cook. Chavis, hesitation move, layup is good.
Great left hand. Anthony Edwards like right there. The hesitation and easy left. Here comes that pressure.
Folks getting up tight. I think especially when the backup guards are in for the Eagles, you're going to see a little bit more heavy pressure.
Good point.
That time he got around Folks, but Cook with the block. Folks will give it back out to Chavis. 6-3 Park Center. About 5 minutes into the contest. O'Hara from the corner, and it's good for 3.
As a coach, I never like to help off that corner 3, even though it's the same distance in high school. A lot of players are really good at that shot. But, you know, if the guy's driving to the bucket, you got to help from somewhere.
Chapman, nice drive and dish. And free throws upcoming here for Livingston. You got Folks up in the air.
I think Folks lost track of his man there, trying to help. He was ball watching, and good find there.
Boy, Chapman just has that little wiggle up top. I mean, he isn't blowing by you with just speed, but he has a way of getting you off balance.
He's got good vision, keeps his head up. He's always looking to make plays for his team.
Ring and Burgess coming back in. I have a feeling, I mean, obviously fouls and things like that can make a difference, but I don't think we're going to see real lot of bench use tonight, especially for Park Center. They're one shorter than normal, too. Livingston's free throw is good. Bath will check back in. It's more going to be foul situation and needing a little quick breather. But other than that, I think you're going to see the primetime guys pretty much throughout the night.
And I think for Totino, just bringing the ball up the court is such a challenge. It's going to be hard to sub at the point guard a lot.
Back out, O'Hara's wide open for 3, but missed it. Ring, though, with a rebound in traffic. O'Hara will take another 3. That one's too strong, and Bath corrals the rebound. Overall, more size, I think, for Park Center, but Bath being the one difference at 6'9", he can match up with Ring inside.
Yeah, a little bit more size, but as you said, Totino's got some decent sizes as well.
Scramble for it here. Cook got it, but then his pass deflected by Wagner over to Chapman. Hangs in the air and scores.
Yeah, it was a good play by Cook to get on the floor. He's a hustler, but once you do that, you got to make sure that you're not throwing it to the other team in their side of the court.
Ring back out to O'Hara. 9-6 Park Center. Looking into Cook, stolen away there by Watley. And a blocking foul here as they tried to draw the charge on Watley. And that was a hard collision. O'Hara, I think, will pick it up.
Yeah, you see guys sacrificing their bodies, taking charges, or trying to take charges. That's how much this game means to them.
Pirates fouls on number 1. This first, team's third. Substitution.
Stewart and Humphreys back on for the Eagles. Ware and Chavis for Park Center.
Number 3, Humphreys. Number 22, Stewart. Back in the game.
A foul on the drive here, so the Eagles will inbound from the baseline. Looks like Watley might have hurt his finger on that collision. Kind of shaking his hand around a little bit. Isaiah Johnson looking to attack on Ware, and then Ring knocked it loose. Chavis back the other way. Oh, he
slippery
slipped.
spot.
Going to be a travel. Yeah, he slipped.
Just unlucky there. The shoe caught a bad spot, or just...
I'm glad to see them get right up, though, as it looked like one of those that you could be thinking an ankle turning, but it was just a shoe slid.
Yeah, he's going pretty fast, put a lot of pressure on that leg, that's it.
Johnson picks up that dribble out high, got it over to Humphreys. Driving this one, a lot of contact. Bath up with the rebound, and he finishes.
Those are the kind of buckets that decide a game like this. somebody just gets a man rebound and puts a 2-footer in. It's not easy to get those, but if you get more of those than the other team, you're probably going to win.
1 point game now. Where to Chavis? Chavis had it blocked by Johnson, but he gets it right back and lays it in.
Yeah, he went a long way with no dribble there. Super athletic play.
Good example right there. You don't want to bother you. I mean, nobody loves getting their shot blocked, but when you put a layup in about a second later, then it's all forgotten. Stewart launching, and look at the block out, and now Burgess goes down. Johnson picks him up. I think it's going to be a foul, though, on Isaiah Johnson.
Good sportsmanship there. He didn't mean to throw him to the ground. He just turned around and ran into him. I really like, so far, Chavis' demeanor. Like you said, he stayed calm after getting a shot block. Just seems calm all the way around, in control. And your team feeds off that if your point guard is that way.
Ware driving a tough fadeaway there, and Bath the rebound. I think it's fair to say the Eagles have put a lot more. There's Humphreys for the drive, no good. He was fouled. I think it's fair to say the Eagles have put a lot more emphasis on not allowing J.J. Ware to take open threes. The first time they played, I don't want to say they dared him to shoot, but they were definitely not. First item of business wasn't taking away his three-pointers, but he hurt him bad in that first game.
He's been shooting well recently. I know my friends at Armstrong said he lit them up, really shooting the ball well. One thing on offense for the Pirates, I coach against Ware's teams a lot, and usually they get that ball zinging around, moving, a lot of man movement. They got so many big players. Seems like a lot of guys are trying to kind of go one-on-one, move the ball a little bit, see if I can go one-on-one. I know Coach Ware really likes to get ball and man movement, so I think we'll see more of that as this game goes on.
Humphreys makes a pair of free throws. Eagles are to within one.
Nice back cut.
Folks going to the hole, but Chapman bothered it. Ware, though, cleans it up. So Park Center back up by 3 now after the putback hoop for J.J. Ware. Johnson gets a high screen now to Chapman. Gonna dump it into Bath. Ware is on him at the moment. Bath with that left-hand hook, no good. Ring with the rebound.
Good job by Ware. They switched it, and he did a good job of just staying strong. Park Center's got good size all around, so they can switch.
O'Hara picks up the dribble now to Folks. Stewart right on him.
Good pressure by the Eagles.
O'Hara driving it. Tough shot. Saved it into Ring. Now Ware. Folks, an open look from the top. And it's good.
Great first line of defense by Totino. But they didn't get the rebound. 2 times in a row now they've given up offensive rebounds.
Yeah, and you inevitably you seem to wind up a little bit out of position defensively on offensive rebounds like that too. I mean, you lose track of your guy. You're looking to block out. You're looking to maybe get the break going the other way or whatever.
That's what happened in that play. They were scrambling around. They left Folks wide open. It's a good find too when you get that offensive rebound and kick it out. I love when guys did that. You seem like you shoot a higher percentage when you kick it out to that person who's just sitting there waiting.
Well, and I feel like because your practice drills, that's what you're doing. You're catching it from a good hard pass, and it's just repetition. You're ready for it.
As a coach, we would practice that. We would get offensive rebounds, especially when we're playing a big team like this. You don't have to go up every single time you get the ball because you're going to get your shot blocked a lot of times. Maybe shot fake, see if they bite. If they don't, kick it out, or get an offensive rebound, just kick it out to your three-point shooters. They're not going to get a better look than that.
James Ware coming through with that first state title in Park Center history last season.
He's a great coach. He's a great player. At one point came from a great program at Hopkins, and he's just developed really strongly as a coach, put a lot of time and effort into this program.
I was trying to remember, you weren't at Armstrong yet by the time he was playing at Hopkins, I don't think, were you? You were at Larry Ream, I believe, was still the coach. There's Johnson with the miss. Bath had his hands on it. Now it comes over to Stewart, and he scores. Probably the smallest guy on the floor, but he's able to get that one up quickly and in.
Yeah, Stewart, he's a real strong kid, too. Gets in the stance and plays D, too.
Going to be a travel call against Ware. And again, I think it gets back to what I was saying. Ware's strength isn't necessarily as a driver, and I think they're trying to make him into a driver rather than a standstill jump shooter. I'm not saying he can't do it, obviously, but probably his best strength is really as a pure open look shooter.
He was getting some instruction from his father right there on the sideline. That's being there myself. It's not always the easiest thing coaching your son, but I could tell right there that they have a good relationship on the court. He took coaching well.
Folks from the corner, no good. Tipped around out of bounds. It'll beat Park Center ball, I believe.
It's hard to get any clean rebound. Anything that's up there, people are trying to tip it. A lot of hustle plays. Tyler Wagner checked into the game. I heard he's been shooting the ball really well lately. He's a sophomore, I believe.
And Tyler Wagner, I'm about 95% sure that it's his mom that was a great basketball player at Park Center.
Oh, okay.
Layup good for Folks is formerly Jenny Hoffner, now Jenny Wagner, who was the girls coach at Forest Lake.
Oh, wow.
And I'm quite certain that Tyler's her son.
You see a lot of connections like that in the basketball world for sure.
Stewart to pull up here, won't go, and a fight for the rebound literally there. Chavis saving it into O'Hara, and Chapman will pick up the foul. They are letting him play, and Chapman, I think, felt like he was held on that initial rebound, and then maybe a little bit of frustration coming back hard at the ball there.
And then when Chapman shot that ball right there after the whistle, that's a no-no in high school. They did not like that. Usually they'll give you a warning, but they'll definitely tee you up on that if he does that again. It's a little thing. I think it's kind of silly that they call tees on that, but they do not like that in high school basketball.
Park Center running a little
Bob play,
back
yeah.
pick there. I feel like they think that they're not liking the looks they're getting, so they change things up a little bit here on this trip down.
Yeah, they definitely had some set play action there.
Bath up strong for the rebound.
Looked like a little push-off, I thought, but they're not calling a lot of that.
Chapman the miss. Bath up for the rebound, partially blocked. Chapman tried to save it, and it is Park Center ball. Yeah, we've had 7 fouls called total. There could be a lot more. I mean, we're sitting pretty close to the court, and they are letting some things go. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. Just pointing out what I see.
I think it's good. I mean, I think that's the way a game like this with 2 really good teams playing, they're going to be physical. So
well, I agree. Nobody wants to see a lot of fouls called, but when you're grabbing somebody and pulling them out of the way on a rebound, that to me is a foul.
That's true.
Regardless of what level you're talking about.
Yeah. I just mean more of the bumping and
right.
Physical kind of play.
Chavis cut off, goes to Ware, no good, but was fouled by Wagner.
Good strong move by Ware there.
Ware a couple of buckets so far, as you see, second leading scorer on their team. And it's been interesting too, because J.J. Ware, you mentioned the playing for your father dynamic, but also he kind of had to wait his turn. He was a really good player who at times didn't play all that much in his sophomore and junior years, just because they had so many players, that were seniors that were really good also. And I think for somebody as good as him to hang in there and not get discouraged is pretty good.
That's true. You'll see a lot nowadays is if someone has to do that, they'll end up transferring. Obviously, when your dad's the coach, you're probably not going to transfer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's part of it, but at the same time, also just working on your game and being patient.
Burgess went toward the hoop. Bath was there, so he turned it back. Ware will let it rip from deep. This time no good. Burgess knocking it back out. Chavis, an air ball there. Chapman saves it off Ware. It will be Grace ball. The Eagles have had some struggles defensive rebounding in this game. Bath has done a pretty solid job, but they're not that big all the way around. And as Greg mentioned, Park Center getting quite a few second opportunities.
Two reasons for that. One is penetration and where everyone has to rotate, and the other is just the great athleticism and height of Park Center and their willingness to go to the glass.
Watley being hounded by Chavis here. And flicked away by Chavis. He'll go all the way. Layup is good.
They're going to have Chapman bring the ball up, I think, with this matchup. Yeah, if I was coaching this game, I would probably, whoever Chavis is guarding, I'd have someone else bring the ball up.
I agree. He's that good defensively. And as I said, he's pretty good at not fouling a lot, too. There's Isaiah Johnson knocking down a three.
And Watley came back and made a great play from the wing. He didn't have to face that pressure. He could just drive in the baseline and really made a nice play.
And a steal by Chapman. And got tangled up there. I don't think this will count. Oh, they are going to count it. Give Chapman the layup. James Ware can't believe that they gave it the kind of continuation call there a little bit.
The second team's fifth. Mason Chapman at the line for the Eagles.
Yeah, I think that's a legit play. You're making your move to score. Coach Ware doesn't think so.
It was really close because he was just picking up the dribble to go up into it. I couldn't really argue either way on that one. I
agree with you. He missed the free throw anyway. 21-17 with 3:20 to go in the half. I don't think most people thought the score would be this low. I think, like I said, once this game people get a little bit more tired and more relaxed, the scoring is definitely going to pick up, I think.
Chavis a step back here, and it is good.
A big three-pointer after he airballed the first three he took.
And Bath was coming out at him, too. He had to put a lot of arc on that. Chapman with the runner, no good. Back out to Johnson, and now Wagner will shoot it up. That one's in and out. So Pirates now back up by 7 after that made three by Chavis. And they'll turn it over.
Just driving into the teeth of the defense.
Johnson over to Stewart.
Good find.
Now back out Isaiah Johnson, no good though, and Burgess grabs the board.
I like Stewart's game. He gets into the paint, and he's looking for his teammates. Really strong player.
Under 2.5 to go now here. Park Center by 7. Burgess to O'Hara. Layup's good.
There's that same back pick that you called last time. This time there was a lack of communication. I think they thought they're going to switch it. If your guy's setting that back pick, you got to be ready to help. You got to see if your guy gets picked off. You can't give up a layup.
Bath spinning to the baseline and scores plus the foul. Nice strong move. Cook fouled him, and he's able to fight through the contact to finish that one. Not quite the dunk emphatic dunk he was hoping for, but he got enough to scrape it in there.
Yeah, nice little dream shake there.
And you saw right away Cook was saying, hey, he hooked me with that right arm, and there's some truth to that, but Bath will get the call there.
It was an athletic play, too. It was a reverse kind of baby dunk there.
Free throw good. Patrick Bath now 5 points. He'll check out. Humphrey's in. Eagles back to within 6 now. Jacob Granner, number 21, is in for Park Center. Ring handing it over to Folks. He'll stop and fire that three, and it's halfway down but won't stay, and then out of bounds off Granner. Totino-Grace ball.
That's a great look. Folks just barely missed it.
Stewart will inbound and into Chapman. Chapman driving it down the lane, finishes with the left hand. He got the big guy switched out on him and went around the ring with relative ease. And Ware answers with a three.
That's a pretty jumper right there, right in your eye.
And Ware is big enough that he can get that off against most anybody. He's about 6'6".
Beautiful form.
And Chapman nearly lost it, and then Folks knocked it away.
The possession before, like you said, there was a switch off, and Chapman knew what to do with it. That time they doubled Chapman, got a quicker player on him. They definitely don't want him getting easy looks driving the bucket like he did last possession.
Minute 10 to play as Stewart gets it over to Humphreys. Stewart kept the dribble alive. No, it's out of bounds. Going to be off Park Center, though. Pirates thought it was a turnover. So look at Nick Carroll, 6th season, and had a good talk with him before the game. And he knows what they're up against. He knows that Park Center's a really good team. He said, we feel like if there's going to be a circumstance where we might be able to get them, this might be it in our home gym and all that. But he's looking forward to the challenge either way.
Right, it's not a make or break game by any means. Bragging rights more than anything, and it gets you better for the playoffs, which are coming up quick.
Chavis taking that three, and that one's an air ball, so he's been kind of feast or famine on the long distance shots. Seven-point lead for Park Center as Grace inbounds here. Stewart picked up the dribble. And Humphreys, I don't think Folks saw the ball coming there. He might have had a steal there.
Brenner did a good job playing D there all at the point.
20 seconds. They might be holding it for one shot now, perhaps, or not. Johnson handing it over to Wagner. Crossover move against Ware. Switch to the right hand, but couldn't get it to go. Ring out of there with it.
It was a great move, just didn't finish.
Ware from the top of the key, too hard with that one, and rebound by Wagner. And they'll run out of time to do anything more with it here. So we've reached halftime here. A lot of good D, a little slow start offensively. Park Center leading it at halftime. Pirates 29, Eagles 22. We'll have more here from Totino-Grace High School in just a moment on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Welcome back. Some pretty good basketball going on at halftime as well here as the Totino-Grace youth guys going end to end here a little bit here. Our halftime score, Park Center leading Totino-Grace 29-22 in this little bit lower scoring than anticipated battle here, but see some highlights from that opening half of play. It took a little while to get going. We didn't have too many hoops in the first few minutes, as teams were maybe a little tight and also very good defense as well. Here's Ware getting himself free with a little step back jumper there. And Humphreys able to finish over a couple defenders there for the Eagles. There's Cook getting a block for PC. Chavis, the drive and dish. O'Hara knocking down a corner 3 there for Park Center. And here's Chapman driving and finishing there. He thought he was going to get fouled. He didn't, but he stayed with it. And then Ring getting it back out. Ware, a nice dish back to Folks there, popping a 3. Pirates at 4 threes total in that first half. Here's Chavis doing what he does so well, getting that steal, goes all the way and finishes. Nice baseline drive, and that left Isaiah Johnson a wide open look there for the Eagles. And then Chapman able to drive and finish. Pirates thought it was a foul before the shot, but they gave him the bucket there. Look at the scores from the first half. Chavis with 9, Ware with 8, and then O'Hara and Folks 5 apiece for PC. Chapman with 7, Bath with 5, and Humphreys with 4 for Totino-Grace. We'll take a timeout here and come back with more basketball. Jam-packed Totino-Grace gym here. The Pirates and the Eagles on CCX. Getting set for the second half here of this big matchup. Two defending state champions going head-to-head. Park Center leading Totino-Grace 29-22 at halftime. And as we said, not just resting on last year's laurels. We got two teams that are ranked number 1 coming into tonight. Grace is one in Class 3A with Benilde and De La Salle right behind them. St. Thomas Academy in that 4 slot. And then on the 4A level, Park Center, kind of an easy choice, staying undefeated, and they also have a win over Lakeville North, the number 2 team. And Wayzata's coming on strong. That's the team that Park Center beat in the state championship game last year. Wayzata lost 3 games very early and then have been ripping through people ever since. And see Hopkins, no surprise there. They're a much younger team this year. And Andover in there at number 9 is really the 3rd team along with these two that's still in the fight for the Northwest Suburban title. They're having a good season, and they're a pretty legit team as well.
Yeah, I've been impressed with the scores of Andover games all season. The first half of this game, like you said, I think the pace probably favors Totino. At the same time, Totino, they got to get on the scoreboard a little bit more. I think they got to get the ball swinging side to side a little bit more instead of just trying to take their man off the dribble. It's hard to take these guys off the dribble if you don't get some man movement, some screening.
Chapman into the front court, O'Hara on him. Now Bath with it at the top of the key.
I like this. A handoff action. Got the ball swinging side to side. I like that. There's an opening.
Splitting between defenders and lays it up in air.
It's amazing what happens when you get that ball swinging and you got threats. Eventually the defense is going to get discombobulated a little bit for a skilled player to get to the bucket.
Eagles within 5 as they had a good set to begin that second half. O'Hara dishing over to Burgess, no good. Knocked loose over to Humphreys.
Burgess has got to finish that one. You get one that close to the hoops. You need all those.
Johnson giving it back to Humphreys, and now Chapman. Hesitation move, stops, pops, and hits.
I look like his brother there. His brother had a great pull-up jumper.
Within 3 now are the Eagles.
Comes a high ball screen. Just go under it.
Chavis trying to get them into something good here. Burgess will give it up to Ware. He gets a pick. Pull-up jumper is short. He thought he was fouled, but again tonight, you cannot count on getting those calls. Stewart knocked away off his leg. Oh, Ring said, isn't it off him? I think it definitely should have been Park Center ball. That was about as close to us as could be, and
went right off his knee.
It went right off of his knee.
A little bit over dribbling there.
Yeah.
First possession, they move the ball to pass. Getting the ball into Bath here is a nice move.
And speaking of nice moves, he goes up and under 1-point game.
I haven't seen him play this year. Just watching Bath, it looks like he'd be a guy you could post up and try to get some down low looks, and they did that time. It was nice.
Folks driving into traffic, missed it, and Humphreys the rebound. Eagles a chance to take the lead. No. Chavis instead up with the steal and dunk.
Oh. Ferocious. What a great defensive play. You got to have your head up at all times and know where he's at.
Chapman working his way into the lane. Tried to go to Bath. Ring stole it. Then knocked away though, and Humphreys will get it. His layup is good.
Great play by Humphreys. Chapman threw the ball away. Humphreys saved him.
Back to a 1-point game. Swing it to Foltz. He's going to shoot that one. No good. Bath with good range to track it down.
I don't think Coach Ware liked that shot. Held the ball for 3 seconds and then shoot a three.
Isaiah Johnson all the way for the layup, and Totino-Grace into the lead. Timeout, Park Center.
Scored 10 points in less than 3 minutes. Took them the whole half to score 22 points, so they're definitely coming out firing on all cylinders. It's nice to see. It's going to be a good ball game.
Here's a great steal by Chavis, and he weaved his way through. Probably got fouled, but they were going to say, yeah, we're not going to take that opportunity away from you. And he hammers it home.
Doesn't even look like he's going to dunk. He's just going up in slow motion, and all of a sudden, wham.
And
really athletic.
Isaiah Johnson able to take that one all the way and lay it in.
Park Center got careless a couple times. Turned the ball over and resulted in layups.
So first time Grace has been in front here, as they have come out of the gate very strong in the second half, as Greg said, on a much higher scoring base. Has scored 10 points in the first couple minutes here.
Well, their first possession set the tone. They had some good handoff action, got the ball swung, and ended up getting a real nice driving lane for Chapman, and then they've got some good defense. I also like when they posted up Bath. That was nice. Let's see how Park Center responds. The referee put the ball down and started counting because they didn't get out of the timeout in time.
Chavis will bring it up court here. See what they have cooked up out of the timeout. O'Hara dumping it in toward Ring. Bath got around him enough to get the deflection, not the steal, so he'll stay with PC.
It's going to be hard to get the ball in.
That's the other thing about this gym and also Park Center's being so small that it just feels like there isn't a lot of room when you're trying to throw the ball in bounds. There's Ring getting the friendly bounce for his first bucket.
And the back wall is really close. I mean, even going in for a layup would be a little dangerous at times.
Humphreys back down to Johnson, then over to Bath off his fingertips. I think it might have been deflected. That was a hard catch either way.
Yeah.
And Johnson, he knew, he realized I should have shot that ball instead of trying to rip it in there.
Bath is getting himself in position to rebound too, which there's a good chance he would get that rebound if you just shoot it up there and you don't make it.
Foltz down to Ring again. This time they get it, and he gets his second bucket in a row. Pirates up by 3.
Old set play from Xavier. I've seen Hopkins run that play, a little back pick to get your post, a layup. They only do that when they really need a bucket. He felt like they needed one here. You don't see many set plays from Park Center. It comes from the Hopkins school where you play motion offense and just move the ball.
Here's Chapman. Oh, it rolls out, but he'll go to the line. Nice move. He's got that hesitation move that's hard to stay with.
Definitely, and you can use either hand.
Team's first and second half. Chapman's at the line for the Eagles. Shooting 2.
Chapman with 11 points so far here tonight. Free throw is good, and I'd have to say he's looked quite a bit better in this one than he did the first meeting with Park Center.
I know he's coming off an injury from the summer, I believe, and you know it takes a long time sometimes to get your confidence when you injure your knee. It's a lot of pressure on a player that gets a lot of hype too.
Absolutely. And you know every team, not only are they trying to stop you, but they're trying to get in your head, trying to bump you around and all that kind of stuff too. Chavis attacking, left-hand layup is good. I don't think the air ball chants are going to bother him.
No, he doesn't seem phased by much. Great quick crossover dribble and then reverse with the left hand. That was really pretty.
Chapman getting it back. Long distance three is good.
I remember him as a freshman making long bombs like that a lot. That's the first one I've seen him take today, I think.
Folks on the drive, no bucket. He was fouled on the way in.
Miscommunication by Park Center there. You know, the best player on the other team, you better not miscommunicate. You got to go over top of that screen there. You can't go under.
37-37 after Chapman's three. Chavis handing off. O'Hara getting a step, goes all the way and finishes right over back.
That's another way to get the ball reversed. This dribble handoff, the weave action. He was able to turn the corner, O'Hara.
Chapman, whoa, nice crossover there. Finds Johnson in the corner. No good. Bath with the rebound. Kind of threw Ring out of the way to get it. Humphreys will let it fly, and that's good for three.
Coach Carroll called timeout. He likes to do that. He likes to call timeout when he's got momentum on his team's side. Resets his team, I think, at that point. Tries to tell them what they've been doing well and to keep it going. Seems like Tyson Chapman's kicking it up a notch. Nice three-pointer right there.
Humphreys knocking it down as Grace goes back in front. And I don't know if it was, you know, the nerves or the hype of the game, where it kind of feels like now they're getting, both teams kind of getting into, you know, the more rhythm offensively.
You see that a lot in college basketball when you watch too, and especially in the Big Ten when it's really physical. And the first halves are kind of low scoring, and the second halves are usually in the 40s. And I think that's kind of like that with all these big bodies out there. And you know, it's hard to score. Every shot's contested. Everyone can move their feet, long arms, quick hands. But I think when everyone gets a lather going and the defense gets maybe just a little bit tired, it's easier to get to the bucket, and people get loose. The nerves get out, like you said, and they start making some shots. That's been an entertaining second half for sure.
Chavis walking it into the front court here for Park Center. They are down by one. Obviously, they haven't trailed much all year.
They're in that same play they got a layup on before.
O'Hara an open three, but it's way short, and Chapman the rebound.
Yeah, Ware was open underneath. They just didn't throw it to him.
And lost on the way up there by Livingston, and then a foul on the Eagles. He didn't have quite enough reach to get all the way to the other side, and then kind of lost it.
And that's a blow by. I don't think he really needed to do a reverse layup. He had two steps on the guy. Just go up and shoot it on the strong side, but I could see with all the length around it, he was probably afraid to get it.
I was going to say, when you're a 6-footer, you're probably thinking like, I can't be this open, can I? I better try something, and I agree with you. Chavis handing off to Burgess. Now Folks.
Oh.
Thought about it there.
He had Burgess open on a back cut, missed him.
Burgess now posting up. Kick to the cross for Folks, and that's good for three.
Nice find by Burgess. I thought Burgess could go one-on-one. He had a mismatch down there, but he knew his shooter was open and had great vision for that diagonal pass.
Cook hounding Livingston, but maybe a little too much. And it'll be called for the foul.
I like the competitiveness of Cook, trying to inspire his team and get up and really work hard and play deep. But like you said, he just got a little bit too up into him.
Humphreys will inbound here for the Eagles, who are now down by 2. They've taken the lead a couple of occasions.
Ooh, this could be a tough match right here.
Johnson with Chavis looking to take it from him.
Using his body nice, Johnson. Nobody wants to bring the ball up against Chavis. He did a good job just getting it over, not turning it over.
Ring switching on to Stewart here. And there's a steal by Burgess. Burgess cut off, and they'll have to bring it back out. But Pirates getting an extra possession with that steal.
Smart play by Burgess to just bring it out, not force it.
Chavis.
That's a layup, I think. Oh.
Now Burgess into the middle. He has Stewart on him. They'd like to exploit that matchup if they can.
I think they're going to try to right now. They call a set play.
They go to him in the corner. Driving it on Stewart. And wouldn't quite drop it. It comes right back to Burgess. Then we get a foul on the Eagles. I think it'll be on Isaiah Johnson.
Maybe he's good at just, driving his man into the post, and that's what they're trying to do, because they're definitely trying to get a set play for the mismatch, I think.
Bath and Watley will come back in here for Totino-Grace.
I think it's been a really well officiated game. You haven't really seen any really controversial calls, and the obvious physical ones they're calling. Both coaches, you haven't really seen them protest anything either, so.
2-point lead here for Park Center. They were up 7 at half, and then a great start to the second half. Pushed Totino-Grace into a couple of leads here, and then we've kind of gone back and forth ever since.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of good looks for Park Center this half. A few, but I definitely think the defense has been kicked up by TG. Nick got him going at halftime, and I think challenged them to come out and play better, and they definitely have.
Yeah, this one's important in terms of the conference title, but I think, like you said, even more so just to have them ready, because probably the odds are good that both of them will make their respective state tournaments again, and that's where you start to run into opponents that maybe are just as talented as you or have, similar ability, and
Definitely.
That's when you got to be ready.
I know Lakeville North has really been improving since they played Park Center early in the season. I don't think they've lost. Maybe they've lost one game since then, and it seems like they're getting better every game. It's not going to be a cakewalk for Park Center to win the state or anything like that. And in 3A, those 4 from the old Catholic League, all in the top 4 in the state, they're all good teams too. But I think Totino probably has a better chance of winning it all than Park Center personally. Just at 3A compared to 4A, but both of them could do it.
Chavis, baseline drive and then over to Folks. Chavis attacking, and it wouldn't drop, and Chapman gets the rebound here for Grace.
That's good D, just wall up there.
Step back jumper is good. Wow.
Unstoppable shot right there. A lot of time has been put into that shot, I guarantee.
And for most of the guys on the court, you probably say that's not a good shot to take, but for him,
yeah,
he can make that. 42 all as we go under 10 minutes to play. Ring is going to step out and shoot that 3. It was straight but short. Stewart, Chavis went for the steal, didn't get it. And now Watley with the miss. Pirates looking to get it running. Across to Cook, layup no good. The tip though is good by Chavis.
Chavis scoring.
And Chavis will be called to the block as he tried to take the charge against Chapman there. First foul against Cash Chavis.
It appears on defense that Totino is packing the paint, really trying to force the Pirates to shoot from outside, and really they haven't responded with a lot of good shooting. They've made some, but I think that's a good strategy, and they're athletic enough to keep them from getting their bucket and getting easy hoops like a lot of teams are not.
Chapman stepping around O'Hara, counted and one.
Crafty move. O'Hara went for that shot fake. That's an old school move right there. Scoop shot. That's playing a lot of basketball. against your brother and against your dad. Just inventing a way to score.
And of course, he had to make the free throw after that.
That was beautiful.
1 point lead now for Grace after Chapman's 3-point play. He has played a great game here tonight. Ring giving it over to Chavis.
They're giving Chavis some space. They go under the ball screens on him, daring him to shoot the three.
No good there. Bath the rebound. Here's Chapman. Gonna go all the way, but missed it, and Folks the rebound.
Park Center's at their best in the open court. Fast breaks.
There's Ware for three, and Park Center back in front.
That's one way to get open threes is in transition, kind of a secondary break action, because Ware can definitely stroke it. Totino knows that. They're not giving him easy looks, but in a scramble in the full court, he just got a wide open one. Yeah, big turn of events there. 5-point turnaround from a missed layup on the fast break to a wide open three.
Chapman way across to Stewart.
Park Center picking up the defense.
Whip it into Bath. Around ring, but no good. And then we're going to get a foul on the Pirates as Isaiah Johnson was going for that rebound and got undercut a little bit.
I think he used his hip, stuck his hip into him a little.
Humphreys will come back in, and Watley checks out here for Grace.
Ring did a good job on defense there in the post. They get the ball inside the Bath. Tried to make him make a very difficult shot.
Ooh. Humphreys coming out to get it. Boy, they threw it blindly there. Underneath the Bath, layup is good.
Great find, a little high-low action, good steal down low.
Tie game. Ware looking to give the lead back for the Pirates, but no, and Humphreys the rebound. Trying to double Chapman to make him get rid of it. Instead, he fires up a three, but no. O'Hara to Folks. O'Hara lost the dribble, then gets it back though. Ware looking to attack, and ooh, the tip almost went for Ring. And then finally Johnson the rebound. To Humphreys, and swatted by Ring. Chavis trying to draw the charge.
I think it's a good no call. They've done several of those no calls today. In college, they'd probably give them the flop signal.
And Burgess almost had the steal. Then we're going to get a foul call, or is it just out of bounds? Looks like it is a foul on Isaiah Johnson.
You can tell Park Center really relies a lot on getting steals and getting out in the fast break. And they're, against a team that can get back on defense, even if they do get a steal and challenge things, that makes it a little more difficult. That's why this is such a good game right now.
Fake the handoff to Ware. Now Burgess with it out high.
Some good ball movement this time.
Yeah, back to Chavis. He will shoot that three, and it's good.
Yeah, they're giving Chavis the shot, and he let him know it when he made that one.
3-point Park Center lead. Now back over to Humphreys. Johnson trying to answer with the three, and he does.
Heating up from three, it makes the game a lot smoother when that happens.
50 to 50, under 6:20 to go now. Folks attacking on Stewart.
Wow.
And a block there for Humphreys. Although the ball was kind of just hanging there.
Yeah.
That one looked more impressive than it maybe really was.
It's still pretty good, though.
That ball was not going to get anywhere near the hoop.
True. He could have probably just snatched it. It's kind of like a changeup almost.
Chavis getting a pick. And feeling it again as he'll knock it down.
Giving a little signal to the Totino bench, like, go ahead, keep guarding me like this. And it's been working prior to that, but hit 2 in a row.
Johnson just barely able to recover that one. Eagles facing tremendous pressure right here. Johnson a step back and it's good.
2 huge buckets by Johnson to keep them in the game.
1 point lead for Park Center. 5:35 to go. This one turning into everything as advertised here after somewhat of a slow first half. Folks posting up. Stewart got caught behind him and he'll be called for a hold. It's actually a pretty good foul to take there though. But that's the one thing all night. We said we pretty much have size around the court for Park Center. Whoever has had Stewart on him, their eyes have lit up like, hey, yes, give it to me.
Yeah, I'll go post up. Even though he's a strong kid, he's not very tall. You're right. Ooh, nice little play there.
Folks with the layup as he spun free.
Yeah, they act like they're going back towards the elbow and then they just spin and go back door. I know that. I saw that in from another coach told me about that.
3-point lead for Park Center. Chapman with Ring switching out onto him. Humphreys will shoot it up. No good.
Good box out.
Yeah, Burgess blocked Bath out.
Good find.
Folks will let it fly, no good. There's Chapman, the rebound, but lost it. Burgess to where he was fouled. Eagles thought they had a chance to get out and running. Instead, they didn't secure it. And Park Center not able to capitalize with a layup, but they do get free throws.
That was a tough one. I don't know if Chapman got fouled on that one or not, but you got to be really strong with that ball against Park Center when you bring it up.
No good on the free throw there. Wagner and Cook coming back into the lineup.
Nice to see players making shots here as the game is moving down the stretch. Clutch time. Not that free throw, but prior to that, a lot of nice made shots. Here's a nice free throw. Like you said, they don't go very deep, Park Center, at least in this game. And they're just rotating a couple guys. Probably go with 6 down the stretch, it looks like.
4-point lead, which is the biggest that it's been for a while here in this back and forth second half.
Park Center really tries to crank up the D, seeing if they can get a little run going and increase that lead to get it to like 6 or 8. Every time they do that, Totino's been making a big shot.
Trying to go inside to Bath, knocked away, and O'Hara out of there with it.
Great defense by Park Center that time.
O'Hara drives and scores. Great finish with the left.
Big time move. Park Center smells blood right now. They're trying to crank it up. See how Totino responds.
Over to Bath, and he'll dunk plus a foul.
Really nice play by Humphreys there to find his teammate. Just to break down the defense. And the Pirates, I think, all year probably had their way by playing defense really hard and just getting up into people. And Totino is one of the few teams in the state that can actually respond to that with some athleticism and some skill and make some plays and actually use that against you.
Stewart coming back in for Grace, and Ring will come back in for Park Center. It's Bath trying to complete a 3-point play. It's when it looked like Park Center kind of had all the momentum. Eagles answer with that nice dish and hoop. And it crawls in.
Got the touch. One possession game.
12 points now for Bath. Under 4 to play.
That same action, that crisscross action, back screen.
Ring with the hoop and one.
They've run that play like 5 times in a row. It worked the first time, and then that's the only other time it's worked. But if you get the timing right, it can catch that guy off guard. It's kind of a guy in the mid post on the weak side, and he's not really looking. All of a sudden, bam, he gets hit with the screen.
Free throw no good, and Bath grabs the rebound there for the Eagles. So it's a 5-point lead for Park Center. Trying to move to 19-0 this year and get a season sweep of Grace. Chapman step back way short, but Bath the rebound he missed though. And he misses again. Folks traveled, I think, or all stepped out of bounds. He was trying to save it. He was actually, unfortunately, battling his own teammate for the ball. Yeah, you can't fault both guys' hustle. And obviously, it's loud enough that saying same isn't probably going to be heard right there.
And I think Bath, he does a really good job of just battling there, too, so they know they have to keep battling for it.
Oh, Bath, a good move, but missed, and then is fouled on the next opportunity.
Bath is a beast down there, man. I like how he plays, and he just never changes his expression. Doesn't complain to the refs. He could be complaining about getting fouls a lot. He just keeps going after his rebound if he misses. He's an impressive player.
Yeah, he's, I would say he's gotten the better of Ring tonight in most of their matchups, which I wasn't necessarily sure we would see.
I think he got a little bit of strength on him, and he's got some really good footwork down there. Some good spin moves. Mostly offensive rebounding is really good at that. And Ring has to help sometimes on the drives, and so that gives him a chance to get the rebound.
So back to a three-point game as Bath makes a couple of free throws here for Totino-Grace. Buckle up, here we go. Same down play. The stretch.
That time they guarded it.
Chavis, they throw a double at him. He got rid of it to Burgess. Ring all alone for the hammer.
They tried to catch him by surprise, but Chavis made a great play getting out of that double team.
And we get a foul in the backcourt as O'Hara held Chapman.
You know, they're schooling that very well by their coach. Bring a guy to the top of the key when they get pressured. And then Chavis made a great bounce pass, and then nice finish there by Ring. Then you foul 80 feet away from the hoop. That's always tough when you're a pressured team at the end of the game. If you're in the bonus, you can give them easy, just give them free throws.
Fourth foul on O'Hara, too. That could be big.
Could be.
Chapman making that free throw.
J.J. Ware's been on the bench a little bit here. Expect to see him coming in. But they've been on a little run with him out, so I think they want to keep running with this group. But I would expect to see J.J. Ware in here soon.
Back to a three-point game. Grace has been money at the line. They have not missed in the second half, and that's helped them to chip back into this one.
Well, this game's going to come down to just a couple plays here. Turnover, offensive rebound, something like that. Big three.
Chavis attacking on Johnson and was fouled. They got a piece of the ball on the way up. He was losing it, but they say Johnson hit him on the side of the head there.
I think he's going to try to throw that down.
That'll be his fourth now on Isaiah Johnson, too. So we're seeing a little bit of foul trouble for some key guys here, which, again, you don't not terribly surprised that late in the game.
Big free throw.
.22 now for Chavis.
Chavis has excellent form on his free throws, really relaxed.
So Park Center now up by 5 again. So timeout taken.
That was a big drive there by Chavis. He got a guy on his hip. I think there was the shot might have been blocked a little bit, but even the help side might have come over and bumped him on the hip when he was going up. So right now, if you're Park Center in the timeout, you got to be preparing for the pressure. Or sorry, if you're Totino, you got to be preparing for a little bit of pressure, but at the same time, you don't want to foul like they did last time if you're the Pirates. So let's see if they get up in full court press a man-to-man, or if they kind of back off them a little bit this time. A couple ways to look at this. If you're Park Center and the way they play so aggressively. If you can get a steal and increase this lead even more, you can maybe run away with this thing in the last 2 minutes. I'm sure they've done that a lot this year, where a game's close and all of a sudden it's a 15-point victory at the end.
Well, and I thought it was interesting. A game I did a few weeks back, Park Center Osseo, Coach Ware before the game told me that he learned a lesson in the game here against Totino last year. He said we played to try and protect a lead and sort of took our foot off the gas, and we learned that we need to play our style all throughout all these games.
I love that.
And Johnson knocks down a three.
That time was the first time that Park Center, they did go into more of a soft press, a 1-2-2, and then they had to try to identify their men and go man-to-man, and they couldn't find Isaiah fast enough.
2-point game as Johnson hitting some clutch shots down the stretch.
Yeah, he's been the difference for Totino down the stretch, keeping him in the game.
O'Hara over to Ring, blocked by Bath. And then a scramble for it. And Chapman will come away with it.
Chapman's great in the open court.
Chavis, though, picks his pocket. Chavis alone for the dunk.
Like I said earlier, sometimes it comes down to one play, turnover, something like that. I thought for sure that Chapman was going to make a good play there, but Chavis made a better play.
Bath looking to back his way in. They rotate it out. Chapman down the lane. Johnson, can he do it again? Nope. Minute 20 and a 4-point lead now for Park Center, and they will walk it up.
Another big turnaround there. Totino down 2. The fast break.
Chavis in and out after a great crossover out top.
This is just what you're talking about. There's a minute to go in the game, and they're still playing aggressive.
Down low to Bath, he was fouled.
A lot of teams with 4-point lead, a minute to go, are going to try to hold the ball, get fouled. Impressive two-hand over the head dunk there.
Burgess, his fourth, team's ninth, bats at the line for the Eagles.
So now they're possibly going to have a 2-point lead with the ball. We'll see who makes these free throws. So how aggressive do you stay right now? I mean, personally, as a coach, we say layups. We call this probably yellow light, where if we get a layup, we'll run our offense, we'll take it. We're not just holding the ball, but we're not shooting any mid-range, no like first look threes or anything like that. Probably just layups. Layups are foul.
Bath making 2 again. Eagles back to within 2.
The Eagles might spring a press of their own here. We'll see. It's kind of dangerous to do that, especially with Chavis out there, because Chavis he's a one-man press breaker. He can just get the ball to him. He can go through the whole team. But they might want to try to force an early shot too. That's the one thing about putting a little pressure on, is you might get Park Center to hurry and rush something, turn it over, take a shot that's ill-advised. Yeah, if I'm Park Center, I'm going to try to get the ball over half court and run that same play we've been running. See if we can get a high-low look, get it down low to our guys, force them to foul us. Getting the ball in bounds is a tough thing sometimes. A team like Totino, they definitely have the athletes if they want to try to deny. It's a little bit risky, but you know, they might end up forcing a quick turnover. You don't want to bring a lot of guys on your press break either down to this side of the court, in my opinion. A lot of coaches, they bring 4 guys down here. That just crowds it up. Easy to double team, hard to get space to get open. I've learned the hard way from that, and then also been successful by not doing that after our teams kind of learned about that. And that's what Coach Ware, he's not bringing a lot of people, as you can see.
They're not covering the inbounder here.
1 minute left in regulation. 1 minute left in regulation.
They'll hand it over to O'Hara to bring it up here as we're under a minute. Pirates leading by 2.
Looks like they're trying to foul. He was dangerously close to that sideline.
Ooh, Folks nearly slipped too as he made that pass.
And we have no shot clock here in high school either, so you can milk the whole clock if you want. Whole minute. 5-second count.
Foul going to be called on Humphreys.
Double bonus, I believe. No, team's 9th. They got that up there quick.
Is at the line for the Pirates. He's shooting 1 and 1.
5 in the game for Chavis, and looking to add to it here. And does.
This next one's a big one, obviously, making a 2-possession game. Either way, though, if I'm Totino, there's tons of time left. I try to just get it to the bucket and get it easy, too. The three-point shooting's not really their game anyway. But get it in quick. Try to get down the court and look for your teammates.
4-point lead. Here's Chapman.
He likes to pull up three from here.
And no good. Bath the rebound, blocked, but foul.
Bath's been cleaning up a lot of stuff. He is really nice offensive rebounder.
Ware will pick up the foul. They don't concede an easy bucket, although Bath has been very good at the line. 6 out of 6 here in the second half.
I've not heard of Bath getting recruited, but he certainly should be. He's not your typical kind of post that goes out and shoots threes like you see nowadays, but anybody who can rebound like that, I could see him up at St. John's dominating like all the big guys they got up there.
Missed it, but Humphreys grabs the rebound, so they're down 3.
Huge rebound.
Chapman.
Good defense.
They don't really have to take a three, but it
No,
looks like
maybe they do
want
now.
to. Yeah, they've used up time now.
Ooh, great look. They got a great
Johnson
look.
for 3 in the tie, no. Bath keeps it alive, though. They're going to run out of time, and Park Center will hang on for the win.
That was a great game.
Your final score, Park Center Pirates 68.
TG's got nothing to be ashamed of. They played really well. A great second half. Could have went either way. Just came down to a couple plays at the end. That Chavis steal was a huge play.
68-65 win here for Park Center.
I know Totino's disappointed they lost this game, but this game is definitely going to help them as they make their move towards another state championship. It's going to help Park Center too. Park Center's looking for competition, looking to play a team that can push them, and they found it tonight.
We'll take a quick timeout and come back here and hear from the Pirates as they win at 68-65.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back here to Totino-Grace. This one lived up to advanced billing. Park Center stays unbeaten with a 3-point win here over the Eagles tonight. Cash Chavis was outstanding down the stretch here. How much fun was tonight to play in?
It was very fun to play in. I came out playing for my friend today who passed last year, so I just had to come in with the right mindset to win for him tonight.
It was low-scoring first half. They came out and played a lot better in the second half, but how proud were you of your guys to respond when they took a couple leads like that?
As soon as they came out in the second half, went on a run, we called a timeout, we had to gather up, and I'm just glad my boys stepped up to play tonight.
A lot of teams you play aren't good enough to stay with you guys, but is it important to get some tests like this when you start to get ready for playoffs to have to win close games like this too?
Yeah, TG is a great opportunity for us to get ready for state and section. So thanks for them to testing us tonight.
You guys obviously won the state title last year, but a lot of new faces and a kind of a different lineup and everything. But how happy are you with the way this group has come together and made it another great team 1 year after last year?
It's a great opportunity to have with these with my teammates, man. This whole summer we just been getting closer, hanging out the whole school year. So it's just basically like we just picked right back up where we fell off last year.
Thanks for joining us. Great job here tonight. Have fun the rest of the way, too. Cash Chavis helping Park Center to stay undefeated with a great win tonight over Totino-Grace. Eagles had shot at the end to try and tie it up there, but couldn't quite get it to go. So the Pirates moved to 19-0 with a 68-65 win. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast here. For Greg Miller and all of our CCX crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Totino-Grace High School.